Just before we continue, my name is Flory, and welcome to this channel dedicated to health and how the human body works. The goal here is to explain in a simple way how your body functions and to give you practical tips to take better care of your health. If you want to support the project and make sure you don't miss anything, don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it really helps us a lot. Now, let's continue. Right now, as you watch this, your gut is sending messages to your brain, not the other way around. Your brain is mostly listening. Most people think the brain controls everything, the digestion, the hunger, the mood, but the science tells a very different story. There's a network of 500 million neurons living inside your gut. It has its own nervous system. It produces its own neurotransmitters, and it manufactures 90% of the serotonin in your entire body. This isn't metaphor, this is anatomy. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how your gut has been quietly running your emotional life and what you can do about it. Scientists call it the gut-brain axis. It's a bidirectional communication system, a live, real-time connection between your digestive tract and your central nervous system. And when researchers first described it seriously in the early 2000s, most of the medical world thought it was a niche idea. Today, it's one of the most intensely studied fields in neuroscience. Why? Because the data started showing something that couldn't be ignored. People with anxiety had altered gut microbiomes. People with depression showed gut inflammation. And when scientists transplanted gut bacteria from anxious mice into calm mice, the calm mice became anxious. The gut wasn't just reacting to the brain, the gut was driving it. Let's start with the structure. Inside the lining of your gastrointestinal tract, from esophagus to colon, lies a web of neurons so complex it has its own name, the enteric nervous system. 500 million neurons, organized into two distinct layers of neural plexuses, capable of coordinating digestion, sensing environmental threats, regulating immune responses, all without any input from your brain. Cut the vagus nerve, the main communication cable between gut and brain, and your gut keeps functioning. Your brain doesn't, not normally. This is why gastroenterologist Michael Gershon coined the term second brain back in 1998. And the name stuck because it's accurate. The enteric nervous system uses more than 30 different neurotransmitters, the same molecules your brain uses to regulate mood, memory, and motivation. Dopamine, serotonin, GABA, all produced in the gut. Now, how exactly does the gut talk to the brain? Through one of the most fascinating structures in human anatomy, the vagus nerve. It's the longest cranial nerve in the body. It runs from your brainstem down through your neck, your chest, your heart, and deep into your abdominal organs. Think of it as a two-lane highway. Here's what most people don't know. That highway carries traffic 80% upward, from gut to brain, and only 20% downward, from brain to gut. Your gut is constantly transmitting mechanical pressure, chemical composition, immune signals, hormonal data. The brain receives all of it and responds. This is why a stressful day gives you a stomach ache. But it's also why a disrupted gut microbiome can trigger anxiety, brain fog, and low mood, even when there's no psychological trigger. The gut doesn't wait for permission. It reports, and the brain adjusts. But the enteric nervous system doesn't work alone. It has help, a lot of it. Inside your gut right now, there are approximately 100 trillion microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, archaea, viruses. Together, they form your gut microbiome, and they collectively carry 150 times more genetic material than the rest of your body. These microorganisms are not passive passengers. They produce neuroactive compounds. They regulate intestinal permeability. They modulate the immune system, which itself communicates directly with the brain. And here's what the latest research shows. Specific species of bacteria, Lactobacillus, Bifidobacterium, Bacteroides, directly influence GABA receptor expression in the brain. Others produce short-chain fatty acids that cross the blood-brain barrier and affect neuroinflammation. When the microbiome is healthy and diverse, the signals it sends are stable, anti-inflammatory, mood-supportive. When it's disrupted through antibiotics, ultra-processed food, chronic stress, The signals shift, and the brain feels it. Wait, let's stop here. Because this is the part that changes how you look at mood disorders forever. 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut, not your brain. Your gut. Serotonin, the molecule at the center of antidepressant pharmacology, is primarily a gut molecule. It regulates intestinal movements, but it also travels through the enteric nervous system, into the vagus nerve, and shapes how your brain regulates mood, appetite, and sleep. If you've ever wondered why SSR is, antidepressants that block serotonin reuptake often cause gastrointestinal side effects first, this is why. The gut is ground zero for serotonin metabolism. So what happens when the gut-brain axis breaks down? Research in psychobiotics, a term for probiotic and prebiotic interventions that affect mental health, is now showing measurable effects on depression, anxiety, and cognitive performance. A landmark 2019 study published in Nature Microbiology found that two bacterial genera, Coprococcus and Dialister, were significantly depleted in individuals diagnosed with depression, consistently across populations. A 2022 meta-analysis found that multi-strain probiotic supplementation produced statistically significant reductions in self-reported anxiety scores after 8 weeks. We're not saying gut bacteria cause depression. The relationship is bidirectional and complex, but we are saying you cannot understand mental health without understanding the gut. Stress degrades the microbiome. A degraded microbiome amplifies stress reactivity. It's a loop, and it runs both directions. The good news, this axis is modifiable. The gut microbiome is one of the most plastic biological systems in your body. It responds within 24 to 72 hours to dietary changes. Here's what the evidence actually supports. First, dietary fiber, specifically prebiotic fibers, inulin, fructooligosaccharides, resistant starch. These selectively feed beneficial bacteria that produce SCFA, short-chain fatty acids, which reduce neuroinflammation. Second, fermented foods. A 2021 Stanford study found that a high fermented food diet increased microbiome diversity and reduced inflammatory markers, including cytokines linked to depression, within 10 weeks. Third, chronic stress management. Cortisol directly alters gut permeability, the so-called leaky gut, which increases systemic inflammation. Managing the stress response protects the axis from both ends. Fourth, antibiotic awareness. A single course of broad-spectrum antibiotics can significantly reduce microbiome diversity. Recovery often takes months. This doesn't mean avoiding necessary treatment, but it means understanding the cost. Let's bring it together. You have a second brain, 500 million neurons, producing the same molecules your brain uses to regulate your mind. You have a vagus nerve sending signals 80% upward from gut to brain, shaping mood, anxiety, cognition, and stress resilience. You have 100 trillion microorganisms producing neuroactive compounds that influence mental health in ways science is only beginning to quantify. And you have a system that is dynamic, modifiable, and deeply sensitive to what you eat, how you sleep, and how you manage stress. The gut-brain axis isn't a metaphor, it's physiology, and understanding it changes everything. If this video shifted the way you think about your own body, hit subscribe. We break down science like this every week. The next video is one you won't want to miss.